Do you want to hit a clip like this? Now you may be thinking, how did the 1x fall for this? Or, can't 1x just tell when you've been hit? Well, let me break down this tech for you. As you see in the clip, the entanglement is relatively close to the guest, which leads them to attacking and then falling into the pits. But aren't there many indicators that tell if you hit the survivor? Yes, but let me give some context on why this clip worked. I didn't parry him just once, but twice, and got hit by an entanglement. This led to the 1x playing more aggressive and cocky after landing the entanglement. And we all know what happened next. There are two main strategies that make this tech work. Let's start off with strategy 1. Strategy 1. Act clueless. You want to get into the head of the killer so hard where they question what's real or not. Okay, maybe not that far, but you want to confuse the killer. And a good way of doing this is to act stupid. This could be many things, like drinking a soda in front of the killer, getting hit by entanglement multiple times, or doing a generator right in front of the killer. You basically need to confuse the killer into thinking that you're bad at the game, when you really aren't. Another thing you can do is wear a skin that is commonly associated with bad players. Skins like Default, Matte, Molly, Ultra Kill, and basically any cheap skin that bad players tend to use make it even more believable that you are a bad player when you're really not. Now let's move on to strategy 2. Strategy 2. Anger the killer. Or what everyone else calls it. You need to rage bait them. You need to do everything possible that could piss off the killer. As many of us know, when people get angry, they tend to play a lot worse than they usually do. And when they get angry, they play more aggressive, and they only focus on killing you and don't pay attention to anything else around them. This is why the majority of killers I encounter fall for this tech. It is because they are so focused on killing me that they ignore obvious indicators that can help them tell that I'm faking it. To rage bait the killer, you could either parry them multiple times in a single game, run for an extremely long time, or if you're a real bad person, emote on them consistently. But be warned, if you emote on them and miss, yeah, it's gonna be very embarrassing. This method tends to work on both new and pro players. It works on new players because they're rather clueless and always tend to fall for the same things over and over again. But it also works on pro players because they usually have a high ego. They probably think to themselves, I'm better than this person. All my attacks will land. Their tricks won't work on me. That is why it works on professional players. The best scenarios to use this tech is when A. there is less than a minute on the timer, B. the killer has a high ego, C. the killer is close to you, D. the entanglement looks believable enough to hit you, and E. the killer is angry. Now I have some clips to show you and I'll explain why the tech worked in those specific scenarios. Here we have a 1x who chased me for around a minute 30. If I remember correctly, they were around 1 day into the game, so they're pretty experienced. When they threw the entanglement, it was rather close to me, so they attacked, and they got punished for it. In this clip, I applied the act dumb method by doing nothing and emoting, and when they approached me, they attacked and got punished. They have a very low playtime count, so I won't count this as working on a good player. In this clip, the killer was likely playing a lot more aggressive because they couldn't kill anyone before they started attacking me. This led to them not paying attention to their surroundings and getting hit twice. This person has a relatively high playtime but low killer wins, so I won't count this as landing it on a good player. In this clip, I got hit by an entanglement while charging towards the killer, which makes them think I'm dumb. I then ran for a relatively long time before stopping when I got hit by the entanglement. Now here are some mistakes I made while I tried doing this tech. You should be relatively close to the killer, which I wasn't. I also have a bad habit of turning around when I parry. I did this too early, which made him notice. That's how I missed the punch. This guy has a really high playtime and killer wins, but since I missed the punch, I'll count this as half of it of landing it on a good player. In this clip, I was being chased by a void bound for around a minute 30. They have killed everyone except for me in a 2-time, so they played a little bit more cocky and started throwing out L1s, When we went to the underground, they threw an entanglement, which barely missed me. They ran up and attacked me, which they got punished for. I also pushed them into the underground. This guy had an unknown amount of play time, but they had milestone 4-2 time, and they also won the match, so they must have been pretty good at the game. So I'm like looking at the footage, right? And this guy hit me from like 7 Shaletsky's away. So I wanna, what is it? I don't have like those finger pointer things, but I have this like katana thingy that I had since I was like 2 or some crap. So he is right there. He is right there. And like, that's relatively far away. That's like 3 Shaletsky's away. I go like 1 frame, and this guy hits me with the almighty pull. This guy hits me with that from like all the way over there. How, this guy, like, what do you mean? Before we go to the final clip, make sure to parry that subscribe button. YouTube is telling me that 0% of you guys are subscribed. Let's change that. Let's make it at least 1%. So please subscribe. Okay, back to the video. Okay, I know what you're thinking, but me missing that punch was entirely my fault. The killer didn't dodge or anything, I just missed. Also, I still won the game, and the 1x was actually a really chill dude. Now that I've shown you proof of this tech working and how to do it, do I recommend using this tech? No. This tech isn't even a tech at all, it's just a brain game. It's a great mix-up option, but works in very specific scenarios. Here's the data for people wondering, and here's the pros and cons. The cons kind of outweigh the pros, so yeah, take that into consideration. Also, this tech is compatible with practically every single survivor in the game. Here's a tier list for most compatible to least compatible. And, in conclusion, do this tech if you want, but don't blame me if it doesn't work. And also stop telling me it doesn't work, because it clearly does. And at me and post a video if the tech landing or missing, and I'll probably watch it. And also...